Coach Looney, do you just want to start kind of making an opening on your staff and the process and kind of how you got to this point?
Last week has been a whirlwind. I'm losing track of what day of the week it is right now. There's been really three important things here as we've gotten ourselves started. Developing relationships and figuring out our current roster with returning players on the team. Next part was getting a staff together as quickly as we could, and I think we did a really good job. I think we hit a home run with it. I'm thankful to everyone in our athletic department working with me through human resources as I tried to do it remotely from San Diego. But I'm excited about the group that we've put together. Them and their families are going to slowly make their way to Pocatello, and within all of it, we're also working really hard with some recruits trying to get the roster complete for the upcoming season as well.
When you're building a staff, kind of how do you do that, and what do you look for?
You know what, a big part of the success in the programs that I've coached has been our culture and how unified our program has been. In my opinion, that starts with the staff. I wanted guys that I know are fantastic coaches, but also fantastic people too. Guys that will be on the same page with me in some of the areas that I feel are important. I think we've definitely put together a group that will support my belief in regards to how important relationships are. As a staff, we're going to get on the same page as fast as we can, and we know that that'll trickle down to the student athletes on our team too.
If you could just kind of go down the list of all your new hires and kind of what stood out to you about each one of them and why they're your guys.
Well, number one, I had a little bit of an idea of what I wanted to do even before I got hired at Idaho State. There were very specific people that I was going to reach out to. I think I can hit on a lot of different things. I probably got a phone call or text message or email from hundreds of people out there wanting to come to Idaho State and Pocatello. I had a lot of specific things that I was looking for. I'll start with who will be our associate head coach, Jared Phay. Jared and I have known each other for upwards of 20 years. We grew up in areas that are relatively close to each other. Spokane, Washington for myself, right across the border in Post Falls, Idaho. Jared was, so our relationship goes way back, and it was important for me to have somebody in that position who I know and trust. And we've definitely, for a lot of different reasons, are thankful that Jared made the decision to come over and join us. We hired Joe White as an assistant coach. He's been the head coach at Lane Community College in Eugene, Oregon. The thing that's impressed me the most with Joe over the years is how hard and how hard he works and how good of a recruiter he is. We'll definitely get him going in that area, let him hit the ground running in the Pacific Northwest, which is a region that he is definitely familiar with. Chris Mcmillan is coming to us as an assistant coach from the University of Illinois, Chicago. I've had a fantastic time over the last couple weeks here, just continuing to develop a relationship with him. His relationship with Jared goes way back. He worked for Jared for a year at CSI, so we're blessed to have him with us as well. And then we hired Davis Furman as our graduate assistant, who was an assistant coach for me at Point Loma. He was a 4-year manager at Butler, so got a chance to experience a lot of different successes there with them. And then in just 1 year with us at Point Loma, helped us win a conference title, a conference tournament, a regional title, and then make it all the way to the national championship game in Division II.
Other than just knowing Jared for a long time, are your guys' coaching philosophies similar, or maybe he's different and you guys kind of can combine forces? What makes you two a pair? And I'll have you answer that, and I'll have you also answer that after him.
I think there's a lot of beauty in it. I would say the way our teams have played has been different. Even the types of players I've recruited to the places I've worked in comparison to where he's worked have been different. But I think that's the beautiful part of it. I've done, I think, a fantastic job over the years being able to recruit high school kids and maybe some guys that have transferred from other four-year universities. Jared obviously has a ton of success in the junior college market. He's proven his ability to coach, but those relationships that he has with junior college coaches across the country is definitely going to help us in recruiting too.
Jared, what makes you ready to work with Coach Looney?
Yeah, I think first of all, we're similar people. We've just coached at a lot of different places. We talked about that in this process. He's been at really high academic institutions. I've been in junior college. That is kind of what like I said. I think we're the same type of coach, same type of person. We've just coached to the area we've been and the school we've been, and we thought kind of combining forces will be good.
Jared, why was now the right time for you to make the jump from CSI to ISU?
I will say CSI is a tough place to leave. It really is. I don't know there's ever really a right time, but I also knew, I don't really want to coach junior college for the rest of my life. I loved it, but I always said I'd leave to be an assistant coach somewhere for the right person at the right place, and when Coach Looney called, he's the right person in the right place.
Ryan, are your assistants each going to have kind of a specific job, or are they all just kind of sharing the load? What's your outlook on that?
A couple different things. Number one, we need to get the entire staff here together. Obviously, everyone's on a little bit different timeline right now. We have a couple here on campus today. Others will slowly make their way here later in May. All of us will try to be somewhat established here permanently as we get into June. I think to answer your question specifically, I want them to be able to all get experience in all phases of the program, but as we get everyone here together, we're going to sit down collectively as a group numerous times to make sure we're giving guys responsibilities in areas where they're strong.
Jared, what do you like about Ryan as a head coach? Yeah.
Sure. Like you said, we go way back, so I've been able to follow his career, and we talked on the phone often at both of our different stops. But he's won wherever he's been. He's respected. He's a good person, first of all. Great family man. And again, he has a system down. Part of me, I'm excited to kind of learn some things from him. And he's been successful everywhere he's been.
What do you think will be the biggest change going to Division I? That step up for you.
Athletically, I don't think we've been at places, North Idaho and CSI are really good players. I think for me, what I'm probably most excited is the opportunity to coach someone for 4 years. Also, in junior college, you feel like maybe they just are kind of figuring it out, and then they have to go somewhere else, and you get to kind of see the rewards there. So for us to be able to reap some of the benefits of seeing, juniors and seniors, and that'll be one of the pleasant changes.
And then when he presented the idea for you to come to Idaho State, was this just a no-brainer that you had to join this opportunity?
Well, it was after he had his wife call my wife, and then it was over. Truth be told.
The wives.
but honestly, like I said, he's a guy that I would work for anywhere, and finally got the opportunity.
You guys work together at North Idaho, or are you both there at different times?
He came when I left. He took my job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. He actually helped me get up there, so he helped me get into junior college, and he's helping me get out now. He left me there for 17 years.
See ya.
And you kind of mentioned how you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I assume that hiring former JC coaches will kind of open up some recruiting and transfer opportunities there. How important is that to kind of your program, I guess?
It's extremely important. Recruiting, obviously, is the lifeline to any program. I think with the staff that we've put together, it's going to open every single door for us. We'll obviously have coaches that are connected with high school coaches, AAU coaches, and now very well connected with junior college coaches, not just within our region, but around the country too.
I have one more question, it's just kind of a fluffy question, but what makes you most excited about finalizing the staff and things are kind of starting to fall in place? What excites you most?
Well, we're trying really quickly to build a program. We want to do it the right way. Obviously, and I said it earlier, building a staff is an important part of that. I don't think we could have done a better job assembling a group of people than what we did. And I don't think that's just my work. I'll go back to everyone in our athletic department and in human resources that helped us get it done in a relatively quick period of time.
Awesome.
Jared, it sounds like you and Chris know each other from CSI. Ryan, how vital is that to kind of get two guys back in the same room that are familiar with each other?
Very. And Jared hit on it some. We wanted to hire good people that are also good basketball coaches that can develop positive relationships with all the student athletes on our team. And I think the more unified and closer our coaching staff is collectively, the sooner we can do that. So to have some guys that already have relationships with each other is obviously important.
Does that make Joe White sort of the odd man out?
It doesn't. Obviously, he needs to get on the same page with our other assistants, but Joe and I have been pretty close for a few years now. So I think we're in a good spot.
Good.
Good.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.